This is Jeff Foster, webmaster of StringDancer.com and the StringDancer guitar community. I'm here today to do a review of a new guitar, which, to my way of thinking, is quite revolutionary. Those who know me know that I prefer nylon strings. I have for 40 years and better. And the challenge for all nylon string players who play on stage and need to amplify their guitars is how to take this soft-voiced instrument and crank up the volume and still get an authentic classic guitar sound. Classic guitar is a very intricate interplay of string vibrations, top vibrations, and the subtle resonance produced by the body of the instrument itself. Replicating this in an amplified environment is problematic, to say the least. And not just nylon strings, but any acoustic instrument when you try to amplify the things. Excuse me while I vape. Don't you just love e-cigs? So over the years, starting back in the 70s with Barkus Berry stick-on transducers and the eventual invention of the piezo pickup, although here in Indiana we call them piezos. Hereafter it'll be a piezo, though many of you may pronounce it piezo, or even some other permutation, who knows. So when Ovation came out with the first under saddle transducer, I was on it, and I thought that was really, really good. But of course, the first thing you notice, it'll get loud, but it doesn't sound like an acoustic guitar really. But it served the purpose, and at the time that was quite sufficient. But I've always been on the lookout for a guitar that you could just take, plug into a sound system, and you knew it was going to do the job. It would have a strong signal, quiet signal, and it would have the resonance and the beautiful soft round tone of a nylon string guitar. The guitar I'm reviewing today is a Godin Grand Concert Ambiance. Now, what distinguishes this guitar is that it is a Grand Concert with a 2-inch nut, 12-fret neck. So hardcore classic guitar players will feel very comfortable with it. It has custom electronics made by Fishman. Engineered some modeling electronics for this instrument that basically replicates 4 different microphone settings, as if you were playing a classic guitar in a studio with 4 high-end microphones, and you can select between these microphones, which actually quite significantly changes the contour of the sound. To the 5-way switch on a Strat, where you can really change the sound and the tonal contour of the guitar on the fly. Let me show you this guitar. Now, one thing about this this video review I'm doing today is I'm also utilizing a new technology, the SoundTech Light Snake. This is a cable, has a 1/4-inch instrument plug on one end. On the other end, it has a USB plug. Basically, you just plug it into your guitar, plug the other end into your computer, and you can record directly to your computer without any interface involved other than the cable itself. The cable's about 40 bucks. So all things considered, it's a pretty good deal. Here's the Grand Concert Ambiance by Godin. Hopefully you can see this nicely. This is in what they call the light burst finish, as opposed to just a natural blonde top. You see beautiful straight neck on this guy. Let's see if I can get a view of the contour of the neck on this puppy. Just a lovely neck. The blinking light down here is that light snake. You can see I've got it plugged in there. It's ready to go. You may also see a bit of an edge on the finish. This isn't a flaw in the Godin's top. This is a Golpeador that I put on all my new guitars, tap plate or pick guard basically. The other not major modification that I did on the guitar was put on strap locks. I like strap locks on my guitar. You can see the back of it. They put kind of wood grain panels in. This, of course, covers the onboard controls, and there's your around the bridge area. There's your battery access. 4-bolt neck. More on that later. Lovely guitar. Let's go through the controls of this puppy. We've got 5 sliders right here. These horizontal sliders. The top one is your volume. Then there's the treble EQ. It's a cut, boost, center, detent type of thing. There's one for mid, one for bass. The slider here at the bottom is the blend control. This is the control that the Line 6 Variax did not have that I wish it did. If you pull this all the way back like so, you're getting the straight piezo sound out of the guitar. No modeling from the Fishman electronics involved. As you push it that away, you get more and more of it, of the Fishman processing, to where if you peg it, it's 100% modeling going on. A short little throw slider here is a 4-position basically mic selector. This is where you select the one of the 4 different mic models. There's also a button right here, simple phase switch. So between the 3-band EQ, the blend knob, the 4 mics, and the phase, you have a lot of control over the sound that comes out of this guitar. I just love that light burst finish. The quality of the build of this guitar is typical Godin, very nicely wrought. Was it perfect? No. I had it actually 3 weeks before I took it on stage. Part of that was putting on the Golpeador and the strap locks. Tuning keys. This the one for the first string here was kind of stripped. You know, it is, you know, you'd have to move it, and then you wouldn't hear any difference in the tuning, and then it was a boom. It seemed like the holes that they drilled in the peg head for the barrels of the tuners are actually kind of tight. All of the keys kind of stick in there. And one of the first projects I'm going to do to better this guitar is to pull the strings, pull the tuners off, and put a little graphite in those holes so that the barrels hopefully will slide in on there better, and it'll slicken up the tuning. A not so minor peccadillo, anytime I get a guitar with a bolt-on neck, I like to snug those bolts up a little bit. Well, this one right here was stripped. Out of the factory, it had a stripped neck bolt. This, I damn near sent the guitar back for that reason alone. But then I thought, well, you know, it's not that big a deal. You know, I do guitar repairs. So I plugged it with some wood and fixed it. You know, this is something that if you're good with woodworking and you're not afraid to give it a shot, you can fix a stripped hole. You know, so I did that. I kept the guitar. All I can say is, Godin, tighten up your quality control a little bit, and whoever is bolting these necks on the guitar, you know, crack the whip a little bit. A guitar with a stripped neck bolt should never leave the factory. Word. So that's my complaints about this particular specimen. Generally speaking, though, it's you know, it was all reparable on my end, and I did so, but I shouldn't have had to. I am recording with this light snake directly to QuickTime to make this video. You'll see me move that blend slider. When you see me move it back towards the bridge, you're going to hear 100% piezo pickup. It'll sound pretty much like any other piezo pickup you've ever heard. But then as I slide that puppy out to put in more and more of the modeling, you're going to hear what a fantastic job Fishman did of putting together this electronics package for the Godin Grand Concert Ambiance. I first heard about this, it's been several months ago, and then I saw on YouTube the video by a fine West Coast neo-flamenco guitarist, Benjamin Woods. He's a young guy who cut his teeth playing metal, and his guitar and amp got stolen one time by a disreputable roommate. All he had was a nylon-string guitar to bang around on. Well, he's started playing around on it and discovered by God he liked it. And he started to listen to flamenco more and drew correlations for himself between between flamenco and heavy metal. For him, there were similarities between these two. I know from good flamenco, and this cat can get it. So I was listening to the videos of Benjamin Woods, and he was playing through a light snake. He did this video. The guitar sound was just fantastic. So I took the guitar out this past weekend. I did 2 different gigs with it, playing straight through a Bose Compact. And if you know from Bose, they produce very high fidelity amplification systems. And the guitar just pleased me no end. I can honestly say that this guitar is the instrument that I've been dreaming of for 40 years. I've been looking for a guitar that would have all the sound, the flexibility. You can get that piezo bite if you need, but you can get that sweet acoustic sound. You can blend it and get a sound that fits whatever tune it is you're playing. This guitar really excites me in the sound that it delivers. As I've been working with this guitar, something that occurred to me is that it's a damn shame that Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed are not alive to play this guitar. Both of them loved nylon string guitars. Jerry Reed was known to play Godin instruments, but sadly he passed on before this guitar came to market. Both those cats would have loved this guitar. Chet, I can only imagine the sounds he could have, if this guitar had been made either 10 years earlier, or Chet could have lived 10 years longer. You know, the music that he could have made on this guitar. You know, so it's just a damn shame that. So without further ado, I will get to the audio, and I'll talk to you later.